Hi everyone, just finished another training session and just chilling here and thought I'm going to start my little video journal for the last week and a half of the campaign for Corporate Fighter. And what I wanted to do is share on my Be You Today page some of the reasons behind me taking this fight into the boxing ring. And I thought what I would like to do is just a series of videos every day leading up to some of the big topics of inclusion and attitudes towards people with disabilities. Because ultimately, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I thought maybe it will resonate with some families and also help to create some awareness of what disability is and the effects it has on families. Families are fighting the system every day, whether it is society's attitudes towards disabilities, whether it is the education system and the exclusion, seclusion, isolation that children feel from, being either suspended, expelled, or not having their needs accommodated for in the system. And so there are a lot of issues that families go through every day, a lot of fights that they're having. And one of the biggest things that we do is advocate for the rights of children to have full access. And that means that they're physically included, that they're socially included, and that they're academically included in all aspects of life. And so, these little short videos are going to highlight some of the barriers that exist, and hopefully together we can overcome these barriers through our constant conversation. So feel free to share at the bottom your ideas. So the very first video, obviously today, is just around how attitudes are formed. And it's really important because stereotypes and assumptions really form our attitudes. It forms our prejudices as well as, the way we treat people. And this can apply to any group in society, to any concept. So we need to be aware that everything we think leads to a feeling and everything we feel leads to an action. And so we've got to really challenge our belief system of what disability is, because ultimately we're one accident away from a disability. And why should we think about any system as being a segregated system when we are living on one earth, we are one people, and we all have needs. And if our needs and wants are not met, then it is met with, problematic behaviors. And at the end of the day, whether it's a child with autism, whether it's a child who's gifted and talented, or a neurotypical child, every single person has barriers, has strengths, has weaknesses, and we are all human, and we need to all support and with love and compassion help our fellow human beings, but also not in a pity way, but in a real authentic way of just understanding that we all just need to feel loved. We all need food, shelter, and water. It's all the Maslow stuff, We need that to survive. We need to feel safe. We need to feel like we belong and belong to a variety of settings. We need to feel loved. And if we don't have those things, we can't have good self-esteem. And if we don't have good self-esteem, we can't live a purposeful life. And then we can't reach those goals that we want for ourselves. So at the very least, we need to be aware of what our attitudes are, where they come from, and how they affect any minority group, but certainly people with disabilities. And ask yourself, did I go to school with children with disabilities? What is my opinion? Do I view physical disabilities differently to cognitive or hidden disabilities? Just because we see something such as someone who's an amputee or in a wheelchair, we tend to have more pity and understanding and more compassion. But with hidden disabilities, such as mental illness, autism at times, even, anxiety, depression, they're things that usually through media and film and society, they're things we fear. We don't understand them, and so we fear them. So rather than view them empathetically, we view them with fear, and it tends to create a negative mindset around our way and our interactions with people. So today, the first video is the reason why, and the reason why is the attitudes that we have. I want to highlight that we are all aware that whatever the dialect, whatever the language we're using, whatever our understanding is, whatever our assumptions are, that they're leading to stereotypes, and those stereotypes will lead directly to the way we treat people. So hopefully this just highlights the importance of being aware of the things that we circulate on social media, being aware of the films we watch and how they influence our thinking, the media and how that affects our attitude towards people, and start to look as all people that we don't even really need the word inclusion, because we shouldn't need it. We are all individual. We all have goals. We are all human. We all have barriers that prevent us from reaching certain aspects of our lives that we need support with. And so the more we start to view everybody as just being, we are one people, and we need to be aware of where our prejudices come from, where our attitudes have been derived from, and also aware of what we say, what we think, because ultimately it will lead to what we do. So hopefully that just brings a little bit of an insight into how attitudes are formed, and challenges everyone to just be aware of what their attitude is towards people with disabilities. Okay, don't forget, vote. I will not vote. Sound like I'm running for a prime minister. Don't forget to go onto the Corporate Fighter. Look up Margaret Webb or click on the link below. And if you can, it'd be great if you can support raising some funds for autism spectrum. Okay, thank you.